Welcome to BGP. And I'm just going to dive right into this, as I always say. Do we love ourselves? What makes me think of that is I ran across a picture of a few celebrities that have, well, actually very pretty in the beginning, but they have done a lot of alterations to their face. Now, I'm not one that's totally against plastic surgery if needed. However, some of the extremes that I'm seeing, like for one, NeNe Leakes, even Serena, I don't know that she's had plastic surgery, but there's definitely something going on with the color of her skin. It seems like that is fading. Lil Kim, I think even Black China, she had did a lot of stuff, but she's now tried to reverse that. Um, what makes us get to that point? Is it we're looking at magazines or and the thing about it, especially with the lip injections, everybody starts looking the same. Everybody has these same duck lips. And I think what ends up happening is people will, they do one thing and then they want to tweak this a little bit more and tweak this a little bit more. And then the next thing, they don't look anything like themselves anymore. And it's really sad. So starting with you, Nisha, what do you think about that? Like, for instance, one of the people that really come to mind who has shown up on social media and on TV and everything is NeNe Leakes. She just does not look the same at all.
I remember when she had her first nose job on, I think it was like the second season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she had a nose job and a tummy tuck. I remember that.
Yes.
And I was just like, wow. She, I hate doing this, but it is what it is. In our community, because I'm not going to speak on other communities, but in our community, colorism, featureism, texturism is real. It just is. We know what's put out there as a, sign of beauty, and we know what's put out there as a sign of not so beautiful. Um, for a long time, black women, unambiguous black women with Afrocentric features, were told they're not attractive, right? And so we started to see a lot of women with Afrocentric features have nose jobs. Patti LaBelle, the whole Jackson family, um, NeNe Leakes, etc. And so I think a lot of it comes from the internal hate, the self hate, of course. And a lot of us can lie and say, I don't have self hate issues. But the more you converse with people, you realize we do. Because for a long time, as kids until adulthood, we don't see the beauty within ourselves until we hit a certain age. I thought NeNe Leakes was beautiful. I saw myself in NeNe Leakes when she had her original face. We had the nose. I didn't have the lips. I wish I did, but we had the nose, we had the lips, we had the skin tone. It was the same look, and then she changed it. She fell into that trap, and so I think a lot of them in that, um, a lot of them in the industry fall into that trap of, well, if I just correct this one thing, I'll feel pretty, I'll feel good about myself. And then it turns into a trap of having to change more, 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 more. Michael, more and more and more and more, Kim. Like it comes from a self hate thing because you, I, man, I hate, I'm about to say this, but I'm be really transparent. I had a conversation with some women yesterday while I was in Oakland, and we kind of like agreed on it where I said I didn't realize I was beautiful until I hit my late 20s. From my early 20s on up, that didn't interfere with my dating. It didn't interfere with, being in relationships, but I didn't realize I was beautiful because for so long I was told the opposite because I wasn't light skinned. I didn't have the quote unquote good hair. I didn't have the features that, is deemed beautiful. And so I believed that to be true because you hear it in your family, you hear it at your schools, You see it when it comes to your dating circles. You see when you're out with people and how they have certain privileges that you don't get to have because you don't look like said individual. And so it took me almost hitting 30 to be like, you know what? I looking at those older pictures, damn, I was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Looking into the mirror, damn, I'm actually beautiful. I'm okay. Like, I didn't realize that till later. And a lot of them was saying the same thing because we're told the opposite. So I think that plays into a role of how people with money, right, fall into that trap of, well, if I do this, I'll be pretty. If I do this, they'll start saying, I'm beautiful too, Serena. Even though to the outside eye, we're like, oh no, is she, oh no, like,
Exactly.
why? You quite, why? Like, you were perfect just as you were. Like, I wish you would know and understand that. But if you were taught the opposite for a long time,
As a little kid.
it's easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah, I agree. I think and when you're growing up, you start getting low self-esteem and
Yep.
insecurities then, and you carry it with you forever. You think, oh, that's what stands out to you when you look in the mirror. So naturally, when you get a little money, that's the first thing you want to cut on, fix, nip,
Mm-hmm.
tuck,
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mona? What you feel about it?
Well, I don't suffer from low self-esteem. I'm fine when I'm fat. I'm fine when I'm skinny. I always wanted a six-pack, but I don't have one. Why? Because I like to eat. And I'm too lazy to do the core exercises. I'm trying to just, lighten it up a little bit. I'm fine when I'm bald-headed. I'm fine when I
Oh
got
my
long hair.
God.
I'm fine when I got this afro. Let me tell you about this afro. So I had a job that when I did an interview, I wore my hair slicked down. And because some people don't deem a afro as professionals,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted the job, so I explained to the people, my lead, I said I wear afro. She said, well, is it curly? I said, what is your definition of curly? And so she had a weave down to her butt.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't her hair, but I'm saying I'm natural. I showed her a picture. She told me she preferred me to wear my hair in the slick little 4-inch ponytail that I possess when I
Mm-hmm.
slick this down. No problem. Well, Halloween came up, so everybody was dressing up. So I said, let's see if I can pull this afro off and see what goes on. So uh, I came in with my afro. They didn't know who I was. They thought I was a new girl. The black people, they didn't say nothing. They was just looking right. Once those other ethnic races came into the building, they was like, oh my God, your hair is beautiful. Keep on wearing your hair like that. You look 10 years younger, blah, 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 right? So there was this white tea lady that I have been talking to
Mm.
every day because I won't mention her name. She was younger than me, but she had a cross feet. She looked like a dried up apple about the face. So she came up to me and she said, are you trying to scare people today?
Oh,
Ooh.
I said, excuse me?
mm.
Now, y'all know my mouth bad. So
Okay.
I'm like, what? She said, you trying to scare everybody today? I said, well, why would you say that? She said, your hair.
Mm.
Now, society says that people love your natural hair. What if I would have had low self esteem
Mm-hmm.
about this hair?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She could have shattered my world. So I looked at this lady, and y'all, if you have been following us, you know I got in trouble for my mouth. But if my mouth don't say it, my face say it. So I'm thinking HR.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking discrimination. I'm thinking kick her ass right now and get fired and don't have no job. And I ain't got enough money to collect unemployment again. I don't got enough FU money. So I'm going to just look at her. And I am not aware of my facial expressions, but whatever she saw, she has never spoken to me again in life. She goes in the opposite direction. So what we're witnessing, it's like Nisha said. Somebody constantly telling you you're ugly, you need to fix this, you need to do this, and you believe in it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're finding out is something, it has a definition. Body
Dysmorphia.
dysmorphia
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
disorder. It's a psychological disorder characterized by an obsession with perceived physical flaws or imperfections.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, and I'm gonna have to read because I'm old and I can't remember all this stuff. But many have been traumatized
Mm-hmm.
by the white tea Western society that dictates what our standard of beauty should be.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't meet these standards and requirements, we have somehow failed being classified as beautiful
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
And we get caught up. There's not a day that goes by that I don't believe that every time a man or a woman, but we're specifically talking about women today, doesn't look in the mirror and be like, oh shit.
Yes. Yes.
Dang. Oh, look at my eyes. What's wrong with my nose?
Mhm.
What's wrong? But we get over it. We get past it. But if you're in, do you think it's industry?
I think that has a lot to do with it too. Because right away, I'm thinking while you were talking, I thought of Lizzo. Now, she's always claimed she embraced her bigness, her fatness, or whatever. She looks totally different now.
Yeah.
She has lost a lot of weight, and I don't know if she did it for health reasons or whatever. But I think a lot of people will say that they don't have low self-esteem, but in fact they actually do, because they know right now I'm 350 pounds. Let me just go ahead and embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
And especially because I'm in the industry, let me make it look like I'm okay with this.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, in their head, they really don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And once they find a way, whether it be Ozempic or weight loss surgery or whatever the case may be, they have found them a way to get to where they want to be. And that's what made me think, when you were speaking, that made me think of her. And I do think it has something to do with the industry as well. Yeah.
Earlier today, when we were outside waiting to come into the studio, I was telling Adrian, I said, I look like a big, fat, fluffy cheeseburger on camera last week. And I need to lose, I did. I need to lose some weight. So that means I gotta eat healthier. That means I gotta do some exercises. That means I can't eat candy every day, all day. That means I'm lazy. So that's something that I can fix. And I'm not gonna use the quick fix. I'm not gonna go get surgery. I don't want to get cut on.
Mhm.
I am already going over are healing from the emotional scars that I have. I don't want to have to heal from physical scars that I have. So if I want to look slimmer, that means I have to do something
Put the
about it. And
work.
I think that we mask a lot of things that we don't like. When you excessively wear wigs and weaves, and I don't care, you can wear whatever you want to,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of women out here that have beautiful hair underneath the wig, underneath the mat, underneath the weave. And once they take their hair down their back,
Mhm.
but it's not thick enough because they're used to looking in the mirror and seeing these four bundles of hair all day long.
Mm-hmm.
But your hair can be beautiful. Your hair could be bouncing and behaving. And then we have the women that will not come out the house without a ton of makeup. Makeup is used to enhance the beauty that you already have.
Mhm.
And then once you wash it all off and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this. This eyebrow look better than this one. Oh God, I have bumps, I have this and that. And I think the more that you mask, you wear the body shapers, the push-up bras, the booty pads. You got to take all that stuff off from head to toe. And once you look at yourself, you discover that you have lost your identity.
Mhm.
You have
Mhm.
lost who you are as a woman, as an individual, as a mother, as a sister, as a friend. And it's terrible. I think it has a lot to do with low self-esteem
Mhm.
and a lot to do with other people's perceptions and you trying to keep your job or you trying to get to the next level. So if somebody says, why don't you make your nose a little slimmer?
Mm-hmm.
That might give you some longevity on your
Mhm.
job.
Mhm.
And then you fall for the trap and you say, okay. And now you've changed your nose. So now it's my eye. What about my
I know.
eye?
Right?
And so now, because you altered your nose and your eyes fit that nose, now you got to alter your eyes. So now your nose is done and your eyes is done, and now your lip. Well,
Now you all lost.
my
Mhm.
lips is too thin with the eyes and the
They
nose,
need to
and now
be
you
thicker.
puff out the lips, and then now my cheeks need to be a little bigger,
Now,
and now
yeah.
my chin, and it just goes on and on and
Yes.
on, and you're not satisfied, and then you got the breasts, and then you got the booty, and and now you're looking like a pea and stuff, and it don't the
A
thighs
penguin. Yeah.
don't match, and it just goes on and on and on and on, and it's very tragic.
It is sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Yeah.
Because you know what I think about with little Kim? She was always so
She
pretty.
was
She was
beautiful.
Very
petite. She was
beautiful.
cute. Yeah, she had a little TT,
Yeah.
titties, whatever. But um, the way she looks now, in comparison to the way she looked with the poster that my brother had on his closet, is totally different
Mm-hmm.
today.
Mm-hmm.
She has those. She has a BBL. I guess that's a
Yeah.
BBL.
Yeah.
She has had a lot of stuff done to her face.
Yeah.
When I think of
And she bleached.
yeah, bleached her skin.
Yeah.
And then T.I.'s wife, she had that thing where she did something to her actual
And
eyeballs.
nose. Yeah.
Risky things that we're doing
Yeah.
to look better. And I get it. I have my own self of parts of areas that I wish I could change and fix and switch up. But so I think there's some things that are okay, but when you go extreme with it,
Yeah.
it just takes away from who you actually are.
I agree. I mean, even with like Lil Kim, I'll go back to, because I mean, there's articles and everything on it from back then that she said her dad called her ugly.
Oh,
She said that. Like,
That
her
goes
dad called
deep.
her ugly.
Mhm.
He didn't think she was beautiful. When she dated Biggie, same thing. She was in love with Biggie, and Biggie married Faith within like a short period of time. And him and Kim had been together before he became
Big.
big,
Mhm.
but he got rid of her and got with Faith. And I've always said, I feel like in her mind, she's competing with Faith.
Mhm. Oh,
Like,
wow.
that's in her mind. Even though to the outside world, when we're looking at her, we're like, no. But in her mind, she wanted to become the woman that society said was beautiful. Faith was that chick.
Right.
When
Light
she came
skin.
out,
Mhm.
she came out. She met this man within a short time. He married her. She had a successful career, singing career. Like, she just came in and just kind of like took over. So I feel like that started with that, and even with Serena in our community,
Yes.
because we gotta be honest,
Yes.
people was calling Serena and her sister Venus unattractive,
Mhm.
ugly,
Mhm.
monkeys. Like, they
Yes.
made jokes. The only thing that they liked about Serena was her booty.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Mhm.
And I've always thought both of them are pretty. They just look like their dad.
Yeah.
That's just it. They look like their dad. But in our community, they were not considered we consider beautiful. And a lot of times when it comes to Afrocentric features
Mhm.
in our community,
Mhm.
it's not the standard of beauty.
Right.
And we could blame white tea supremacy.
Mhm.
We can blame the industry. We
Right.
can, but I always say start at the root of the issue, and a lot of that shit come from our fucking family,
Ourselves. Yeah.
our
Our-
family, our
ourselves.
grandmothers, our aunties, our uncles. Because what's the first thing they do when a baby is born? Let me check the ears. Let me
Mhm.
check the
How dark
fingers.
they gonna be.
Let me see.
Mhm.
Oh, they nose gonna be like this.
Yes.
Oh, they gonna have lips like this. Oh, they gonna be cute. They make a difference, especially when you have that pretty light skinned daughter or son, and then you have your regular brown skinned Afrocentric child. They see the difference in treatment that kid get versus the
Yes.
other, which causes division and issues when they get into school. We see how teachers favor that child that is deemed pretty or attractive over the child that's more Afrocentric features and darker skin tone. We see it. Like, you see it, and then you get grown and you tell us to suck it up.
Mhm.
Oh, you got low self-esteem. Yes.
I do.
I
Yeah,
do.
Where'd it come from?
I do.
Mhm.
And it comes from all this shit that
Exactly.
started from the day I entered this world.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. It's why in our community, a lot of our men don't like the women that mirror them and look exactly like them. It's why they say they ugly and they don't want them.
Yeah.
It is. It is. So, yeah, do I agree that we shouldn't get these surgeries? No, we shouldn't. But do I understand how they fall into that trap?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
One of the things I remember from years ago, and Mona, you probably remember it, is that
You
little
saying I'm
test.
old?
No. That test they did a long time ago with white Barbie dolls and black Barbie dolls, or white dolls, black dolls, not necessarily Barbies, but how even black girls, we favored the white doll.
Mhm.
That's what we had been told over and over again was the
And that's
pretty
what we
one.
seen on TV.
And that's what
Mhm.
we seen on TV.
Mhm.
So we're
The
going to
books that
favor
we
that.
read.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The books that we read, everything.
Mhm.
So it starts young.
Mhm.
And, that saying of sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That is a lie.
Bullshit.
And them names you will hold on to that for
Yep.
many, many years to come until you can find a way to fix it. And if it's not where you're doing it emotionally, you start cutting on yourself, or you fix yourself, or you throw on a wig, or you throw on some hair, or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
We have gotten away from loving ourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree.
What's your thoughts about that?
Why you whispering?
I know I'm trying to sound sexy.
You trying to sound sexy? Oh my God! For us, who you
Well,
trying
no,
to-
just because some of my
I'm just
listeners
playing.
out there.
What I want our community to remember is that the YT people are always searching for the fountain of youth.
Mhm.
They're always creating a new pill, a new drink, a new procedure, because remember they say black don't crack.
Mhm.
They say and I just saw it a couple of weeks ago. I hope this person isn't watching, but his mother is 90 years old. And she was standing next to a YT 90-year-old. And the black mother, the black lady looked about 65.
Mm.
Mm.
That YT 90-year-old woman looked like the crypt keeper. I would not have, I'm sorry. I would have
Death on
not
a
been
cracker.
standing next to her saying we're both 90 years old.
Mm.
So we age slower. We have that melanin. We
Melanin.
have that
Hey.
beautiful skin. So I would tell the ladies, you're because of your DNA from your mother and your father and the involvement of the creator that spliced you two together, your features are unique.
Mhm.
And be proud of that uniqueness. Find something that is beautiful. It might be your skin.
Mhm.
It might be your hair bouncing and behaving. It might be your body type. You can always enhance some things, but love yourself first, because when you go out in the world and you're projecting low self-esteem, you're projecting I don't look better than her, or I need to have this, people can sense it. People can
Mhm.
feel it.
They really
And
do.
we want these men to be honest with us and uh, true to us and genuine with us, and we're not honest with ourselves, because at the end of the day, he meets you some type of way, and then when you have it off, you're different. You're different with yourself. When you go from short hair to long hair, when you get that long hair, you get the sling in it. Your actions are different, and he's kind of looking like you might have some issues that he cannot cure. So we want people to be genuine with us, and we're not genuine with ourselves. I don't have a problem with you doing what you want to do to make yourself feel better. That's your thing. But just don't go overboard. Just don't, be, like I say, and I had to tell my niece today, be a leader, don't be a follower.
Mhm.
Have your own uniqueness. It might be the color of your lipstick. It might be your nails that somebody is attractive to. It might be your intellect. There's so much things that people can deem you being beautiful for, except for your exterior. Your interior might be beautiful to somebody that may cause them to overlook some of the things that may not be attractive to certain people, but you'll never know that if you come out so low and so shut in, and so like, am I pretty, am I such a, walk in with some goddamn confidence
Confidence.
about
Yes.
yourself, and you might see a different result.
And it's hard to get there sometimes. I think, like we talked about, it starts so young. And then, where's your homegirls? Where's those people that kind of encourage you? Hey, you look good. You look pretty. You look pretty today. I think even I see strangers sometimes, and we might be crossing paths in the aisle at the grocery store, and I say, oh, you look pretty today. We need to get into a place where we encourage and motivate and people. I know we should still have it within ourselves, but some of us who suffer from that, or we feel like we're not good enough, or we don't look good enough, You need that extra encouragement sometime, and it's okay if you when you your circle of friends, um help your friend out. You know that friend that's struggling in that area, that maybe you could encourage her a little bit and let her know, yeah, you are a little fat, but let's go. I'll go to the gym with you. Want me to walk with you? Whatever the case may be.
I think that one of the great problems we have is that we're looking for too much outside validation.
That's
We
true.
want the attention. We
Yeah.
want to say you a bad B. You
Yes.
you look good. I can take something from both of these ladies and be like, oh, I want to wear that color today, or oh, she's looking kind of cute today. Let me see if I can find
Okay.
that
Right.
dress or that
Right.
shirt or whatever. And I
Exactly.
think the outside validation and the attention horn that we are seeing, here lately is just gotten out of hand. I wanted to say something else, but I lost my train of thought.
Uh-huh.
Y'all know how I do it, but keep it going.
It's coming. It's
Well,
coming.
see, okay. Why you think of that? I agree that it's gotten out of hand, but again, I gotta blame it on social media. Social media causes people to have insecurities too,
Mm-hmm.
because social media has people believing the lie that you. Social media has women comparing themselves to artificial looks, artificial people. So you have people like they're going to doctors, and I know because I had a conversation with a doctor who said that people literally bring in pictures off of Instagram of this. I want my body to look like this. I want my face to look like this, and it's not real. It's not a real person. It's just a fake AI photo.
Mm.
It looks real, but it's not. And so you have a lot of people that are comparing themselves to that because society is saying this is beautiful, And so I think that until we really do the work to realize that we are beautiful people and we're unique in our own way, and we shouldn't aspire to look like everybody else because we weren't created to look like everybody else,
Exactly.
we're going to continue to have this problem. And also, this is something that I mentioned yesterday, and I said, I can tell you that you look beautiful all day, every day. I can tell you that you look beautiful all day, every day. And then you go outside and somebody be like, damn, bitch, you ugly.
Yes.
Like, So,
Exactly.
so you're having women validate other women. It's nice.
Yeah, but it.
But
Mm-hmm.
what happens when you go outside into that real world and you encounter who you really want to hear it from?
True.
And they like,
Yeah.
uh-uh.
Yeah.
That ain't, I don't know what your friend lied to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Your friends are lying to you. We don't like this about you, that about you, this about you, that about you. What happens? So it's like, yeah, we can do that. And sometimes it is nice to hear it from, your circle. But I think there's nothing wrong with a woman wanting at least every now and then to hear that compliment from the opposite sex. It's like,
True.
hey, beautiful, can I talk to you for a second? Or, hey, beautiful, I like, what are you wearing? What, you smell good. What is that? Like,
Exactly.
you look nice in that outfit.
Yeah.
Or, I love your smile. It's nice to hear that. And when you don't, because again, you've saw all your life that you weren't the attractive one in the family. You weren't the
Right.
beautiful one. You weren't the preferred, right? And now you're hitting your 20s or your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, right? You're seeing that society is saying this is what we find attractive, and it's this AI person.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? You're stating some facts there. And let me go back to this hair. So, like I said, the Arabs, the Indians, the Hispanics, the Latinos, however they call themselves, the white people, they were loving my hair.
Mhm.
And it took like a couple of weeks for the black people to be like,
Mhm.
you trying to bring the 70s back, huh?
Okay.
And like I said, what if I suffer from low self-esteem? And I'm looking like, really? Then somebody's like, what's up, Angela? And I'm sitting up there like, and then finally a couple of men came by, love the hair.
Mhm.
And I was like, thank you. And then actually one black guy came and said, love the hair. And I was so busy, I couldn't respond. He came back to make sure that
That you
I
heard it.
heard him say, love the hair. And for that little 2 seconds, it made me
Mm-hmm.
Felt
feel
good.
good. But like
Yep.
I say, what if I was struggling? What if I didn't know how to comb these nails right?
Right.
Maybe I didn't have
Oh my
no curl
God.
activator to stick it
Right.
down today. That could have ruined my world, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, we're about to run out of time.
I know.
Oh.
Okay, what are your final thoughts, Ma?
Final thoughts is love the skin you in.
Exactly.
Seek your own validation. You are beautiful. You are unique, and that's what I got.
Okay.
Piggyback, same thing. Do your best to love the person that you are. Understand you are a unique individual. You come from a line of ancestors that literally fought to be in this world to look like you. So appreciate the features. Like, it took me years to understand that, but appreciate what you have because you're unique. You were not created to look like everybody else. You were created to be yourself. And that's it for me.
I
Okay,
got one
Mom.
more thing. I don't have a problem with what you need to do or what you think you need to do to accept your features. My problem is going to be once you do all this stuff and the boobs start busting and the booty start leaking and the frowns come back. Don't be looking for no empathy from me because I'm not going to give it to you. Like we say, love the skin you in. That's all.
Yeah. And me, my final thoughts are we come in all shapes, sizes, colors, everything.
Mhm.
Love who you are. You are, like everyone has said, you are unique. Um, we all are beautiful. And you know, just love yourself and take time for yourself too, especially for women who have children. We get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of taking care of kids and taking care of our husbands that we forget to take care of ourselves and we neglect ourselves. I put aside one day for myself a week that even if I end up just buying me a $5 shirt at Target and get my feet done, it's something that I do to make myself feel good and find that for you, what works for you. So if nothing else, this is BGP. We love you and we out.
Bye.